Hey, y'all need a break. Listen to these stories from r/AmITheA-hole. Am I the a-hole? I refuse to put my brother up for adoption. I, 28 male, and my wife, 28 female, have been married for 2 years. My wife is 4 months pregnant. My parents died in a car crash about a month ago and my brother, 14 male, has nobody to turn to except me. We have no other living relatives. I decided to take in my brother until he's an adult, but my wife feels like it's not our responsibility to care for my brother, and since she's pregnant, she wants me to focus only on our child. I told her that my brother has nowhere to go, and hence he'll be staying with us at least until he's an adult. She's mad at me and is refusing to talk to me unless I put my brother up for adoption. Am I the a-hole? Edit 1. Just thought I'd add this in, since some of you may be confused by the age gap. I was a teenage pregnancy. Edit 2. It will not be hard financially on us since our parents left me and my brother an inheritance as well as a college fund for him, and all of that can go into taking care of him. Not the a-hole, that's your only living relative by blood. Ask her how would she feel if you have a child and they put your younger child up for adoption if you died. This. OP. Ask your wife this. And then if she still doesn't get it, please choose your brother. Not the a-hole, not the a-hole, not the a-hole, she's about to be a mother and she's turning away your sibling. So many things are wrong with this equation. Put her up for adoption. Exactly, this is a major red flag. OP's brother is 14 years old, it's not like she'll have to take care of him that much and it's not like OP's brother is going to steal the father away from the baby. She'll have to deal with a baby soon, yet she can't deal with OP's brother for another 4 years. Not the a-hole, I'd divorce her but so fast. Not the a-hole. Your wife is showing a shocking lack of empathy towards any person, including family, who is not in her immediate bubble of 3. I appreciate that a 14-year-old kid appearing right at the time she's expecting her first baby is an inconvenience, but your goddamn parents died. And she won't talk to you because you want to look after and support your brother. I hope your parents are looking down and are proud of you. I hope you also consider ditching the wife. Edit. I'd secure all inheritance left from your parents into a separate account that your wife can't access too. Am I the a-hole for showing my husband the text his mom sent me and causing her to be disowned? To start, me and my mother-in-law have never gotten along. She hates my guts and can be oversensitive oftentimes. I tried not to give her the wrong impression about me but we just don't like each other. Sunday, I was feeling sick, I'm a new mom by the way, and couldn't eat what she cooked for dinner and she seemed to take it personal. She sent me a private message of what seemed to be her final straw with my behavior and it stated the following, copy-paste. Oh yes, I know and feel your passive-aggressive vibe. You keep pretending to be sick so you won't have to eat what I cook. What? You think my cooking is disgusting? You think I'm unhygienic? When was the last time you actually looked at yourself in the mirror? Apologies, I forgot you're a new mom and can't be bothered to even get your hair brushed. You finally trapped our son and now want to use the baby as a pawn. I don't like the fact you're my grandchild's mother. I don't think I'll ever come to terms with it because you bore him. But I'll pretend. Pretend I don't know my son's been having chats with his ex every chance he gets. Be mean to his mommy. Me. And you'll see how far that gets you. Oh, and when I watch your crap beast dog, it stays chained to a garage day and night until a half hour before you arrive. It stinks up my house, you know, same with your hair and clothes. My mind was blown and my gut reaction was to immediately go to my husband and show him what his mom sent, and he didn't take it well. He tried calling her but she didn't respond. It was 11 p.m. and he decided to drive to his parents' house and pick a fight with her about the text. According to my sister-in-law number 1 who witnessed it, he yelled at his mother and berated her and called her names, then disowned her which shocked everyone in the house. My mother-in-law is diabetic, she fainted on the spot and my husband didn't stop, he just walked out of there while his family were yelling at him. I got several calls and texts from them claiming I just caused irreparable damage in my husband's relationship with his mother, jeopardized her health because she was taken to the hospital and the worst of all, making my husband disown her over what? A dinner that I could have gotten a few bites of. A simple misunderstanding. They accused me of causing this crap show and turning my husband on his own mother and disowning her like that. Sister-in-law number 3 berated me for sharing the text with my husband, saying I should have confronted my mother-in-law alone instead of escalating the situation. She said I'm responsible for whatever happens next and have to fix the problem I created. I feel awful overall and so guilty since she's at the hospital and the family are feeling tense. My husband is avoiding me. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. Rule number 1 with toxic families, let the related partner handle the own family. You did the right thing by showing him the text and not escalate the matter by yourself. And it was his decision how to react. Mommy dearest was so shocked that her son would choose to defend you, she probably fainted out of shock. Edit. Thank you all for all the upvotes and awards. Am I the a-hole for not letting my brother and sister-in-law see my daughter after they threw away her medicine? I have a 4-year-old daughter, Emma. I am an alcoholic and I've been sober for 2 years. My brother was Emma's court-appointed guardian from when she was 15 months old to just before her 3rd birthday. I had to fight for almost a year to get her back. My brother and sister-in-law are still upset that I took Emma from them and have called CPS on me numerous times and make it clear that they don't trust me to take care of my own kid. They love Emma and Emma loves them, so I try to take her to see them a couple times a month. A couple weeks ago, Emma caught the stomach flu from someone at her preschool. I'm in school full-time and had a midterm that day, so I asked my brother to watch her for a couple hours so I could take my test. They said they were happy to take her, so I brought her to their house that morning with her medicines, a schedule saying when she's supposed to take which medicine and the dosage, a bottle of Pedialyte, and a few changes of clothes. I came to pick her up after the midterm and half her medicines, her clothes, and her Pedialyte were gone. When I asked about it, they said they threw away all of her medicines and the Pedialyte because they were liquids and they were already opened, so I could have put something in there to make her sick/sleep, not that it helps much, but I never hurt my daughter or gave her anything that wasn't recommended by her pediatrician. They also said I shouldn't be giving her Tylenol and Motrin. Again, her doctor said it's fine, so they didn't buy her any Motrin. Then I asked about the nausea medicine, prescription, and they said they didn't think she needs prescription meds for the stomach flu. They also felt her clothes weren't good enough for her, so they gave it to their neighbor for their garage sale and bought her new clothes, meaning they most likely took her shopping when she was sick and should have been resting. I left with Emma and haven't spoken to them since, except to tell them they will not be allowed anywhere near my kid unsupervised. I'm working on Thanksgiving, so I was going to drop Emma off with my parents so she could see my family, but I still don't want her to be around them without me, so I'm leaving her with her babysitter instead. Now my family is giving me a hard time for not letting my brother and sister-in-law see Emma and are excusing what they did by saying they were just worried about her. Am I the a-hole for not letting my daughter see my brother and sister-in-law? Edit. I'm not going to do the postcards. It'll be a lot cheaper and easier to send an email saying we moved after we get settled in. Not the a-hole. Your brother and sister-in-law are sabotaging your recovery and relationship with your child. I wouldn't be surprised to see them talk negatively about you and your history as she gets older. You may need some distance to feel safer and have the mental capacity to deal with them. Edit. Just want to say thanks for the awards, fellow humans. It's greatly appreciated. They don't know this, but Emma and I are moving across the country in February. I think the space will be good for us. Am I the a-hole for making an uncomfortable joke when my friend told me her dinner table was full with family? Over the last 20 years, everyone in my close family has died. Both my parents are gone, my grandparents on both sides, all my dad's uncles, and anyone who is still alive are scattered out among the country. All I, 20 female, have left is my siblings and my brother-in-law. My friend, 23 female, comes from a different family. All the uncles, aunts, cousins, grandparents have monthly parties, stay in touch, have big celebrations, the works. All of them are still alive and active. I think she knows I'm sensitive to the topic, as I wish I had a big family, as she sometimes makes these comments like, you know, when you get married your guest list will be so small compared to mine, but hey, at least it will be cheap. At my mom's funeral there were still a lot of open chairs, and she told me if this was a family member of hers all the seats would be full. She is aware of my many deceased family members. I took some pictures of me, my siblings, and my brother-in-law cooking for Thanksgiving and us playing games at the dinner table and post them on social media. She texted me privately saying we looked like we were having fun, followed by pics of her huge family, and remarked the dinner table was full of family. This is where I may be the a-hole, I replied. Lovely, have fun, we'd have a full table too, but with the snow it was too hard to dig everyone out of their graves. She was silent for a few hours, then replied that joke was morbid and made her uncomfortable, and I really need to check my attitude. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole, it's your family, so you get to make jokes about it. If it makes her uncomfortable, it's her problem. I would be uncomfortable with her saying how big her family is. Take care, OP, and sorry for your losses. Am I the a-hole for calling my brother-in-law out for his weaponized incompetence and calling him pathetic at dinner? I, female 24, have a sister, female 32, who has a husband, male 38, who is the poster child of weaponized incompetence. They have 4 kids, female 10, male 8, male 5, female 3, and she's pregnant. My sister works a full-time job, 40+ hours a week, cleans her entire house, cooks, takes care of all her children without him doing anything. It is seriously mind-blowing that she wakes up at like 4 a.m., cooks breakfast, does chores, gets all of her kids ready for school, takes them all to school and daycare, and all he does is stay home and work, and when his kids get home, after my sister picks them up of course, he will play with them for a little and play video games until he falls asleep. She actually makes more than him. My fiancé, male 26, and I had to stay with them for 6 weeks while our home was being renovated, and since we both work from home, we helped her and it is amazing how much happier she is when she has help. I helped with the kids and my fiancé even drove her to doctor's appointments. Her husband literally only acknowledges he is a parent when his family is around, then he is a God-fearing, hard-working father of 5. He is the one that wanted more kids. She wanted to stop after her last baby but he needed more boys. I am seriously concerned not only for her, but her kids as well because now her oldest is seeing what's happening and trying to help, but my sister is prideful and refuses to let her child do anything. Me and this man have never gotten along. He's been acting like this since their 8-year-old was born. I've tried talking to her about leaving but she doesn't want her kids to grow up in a broken home, and unfortunately her experience with our parents' divorce was completely different than mine, so she doesn't understand that a divorce would benefit her kids here because she thinks they need their mom and dad together. Cut to this past weekend. Her and her husband threw a pre-Thanksgiving potluck where our entire family and his was there. I stayed with my sister a few days before because I knew he wouldn't help. So we're at dinner all talking, and I mention we are trying for a baby, and my brother-in-law makes an offhanded comment to him about how hard fatherhood is, and I snapped and said, like you would know. He looked taken aback and asked me what I meant and I unloaded on him, calling him a pathetic excuse for a man who makes my 8 months pregnant sister do everything for their family. I went off for a solid 10 minutes and he sat there shrinking in his seat. I left. Last night my sister called me and thanked me for standing up for her and told me she appreciated me. Although today I got a very nasty text from him telling me I'm a terrible person, and because I lied in front of his family, his mom is angry at him and is moving in with them to help her out, and I've made him the laughingstock of his family. He certainly thinks so, but am I the a-hole for doing this? Are you an a-hole for calling him out in front of everyone? Yes. Did he deserve it? Abso-freaking-lutely. Final answer, you were the a-hole in the best way possible. Keep up the good work. Am I the a-hole for quitting on the spot, even though we were understaffed and it made my manager cry? I worked at a retail store in the mall. The store is divided into men's, women's, and children's clothes. I always worked women's and on the weekdays I was always the only employee in that entire section. Yesterday myself and 2 other employees clocked into our shifts. My manager Lisa pulled me aside and told me, "Your dad's called the store 5 times asking for your schedule, please tell him to stop." I got extremely confused because that didn't sound like something my dad would do. I even texted him and he said he never called the store once. I had a bad feeling and asked Lisa if she gave my dad my schedule and she did. I then told her that wasn't my dad and she had no right telling a strange man my schedule. She got annoyed and told me that it wasn't a big deal and I was being dramatic. I then quit on the spot, which only left her and 2 other employees to watch the entire store. She kept apologizing and even burst into tears because they were understaffed. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. That's an effing stalker. Your manager has literally endangered your life. You need to document this. Someone with more legal knowledge can tell you what to do, but if something happens to you, she's partially to blame. In the meantime, make sure your taser is charged and your pepper spray is working. Would I be the a-hole if I refuse to go to my sister's wedding because I can't bring my girlfriend as my +1? I'm a lesbian, and I've been with my girlfriend for almost 2 years now. My family, including my sister, is all fine with me being gay and supportive of my relationship. However, her fiancé comes from a very regressive and religious family, and while he himself is fine, his extended family is very traditional and anti-gay. My sister gave me my invitation in person instead of mailing it, and explained that I wasn't getting a +1 because having a gay couple at the wedding would likely end up causing lots of drama with his side of the family. All my other siblings have +1s and are welcome to bring their hetero partners. I understand where she's coming from, but it still feels like such a slap in the face. I'm not going to try and force her to give me a +1, but I'm seriously considering not going. I love my sister, but I'm not comfortable spending a whole day alone, while my other siblings are allowed to bring their partners, just because my sister wants to cater to a bunch of bigots. I haven't said anything to anyone yet, but if I so stay home, would I be the a-hole? Not the a-hole. You deserve to be treated with equal respect as your other siblings. Your sister is the a-hole for siding with her homophobic in-laws and going through with marrying someone who would demand that his sister be treated with such disrespect. Exactly how long does your sister expect you to exclude your partner or any future partner from large family events to cater to her in-laws? If they have kids, will you be allowed to have a relationship with them? Will they attend your wedding? What about holidays? I'm sorry you're being treated this way. Yeah, this is not a one-time issue. This is how the stage gets set for how their family is going to interact with yours, and whose values will be prioritized. It's her wedding, and she can invite who she wants to, but choosing to do this is not a neutral stance, it is siding with his family to avoid drama. That's a slippery slope with no bottom. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments.